Hello everyone. Today we're going to decide whether I'm a genius or an idiot. I'm going to try something that I've never heard of before. I'm going to tell you what it is in a minute. Just a little background knowledge. When you work with clay or cob, which is clay, sand, and straw, there are a lot of old tried techniques. Um, we've found cob houses, structures from cob houses that are 12,000 years old. It's a material that's been used all over the world. It's very well known. And it's very well known in Sweden as well. And you can use clay plaster to put on the inside of your walls. Now, the wall behind me here is I have used a little bit of clay plastering in between the boards to tighten them up, to close them off, because this house was owned by a guy who's more of an artist than a handyman, and he made holes to build additional rooms. So he made holes in the logs. It's a log cabin. And he didn't insulate and close it off very well after. He just cladded everything with boards on the inside. And that means that the air can flow in from outside and flow around behind the boards. And it, of course, flows out through the cracks between each board. And I have a storm inside the house. So I'm trying to tighten it up. I've done that with clay on this wall. But I also wanted to clad that wall, to plaster it with clay. In comes the axe. In the old days, they simply chipped the boards and the beams with the axe like this. Because that makes some of the wood stand out. I'm going to take you down from the shelf now and get you to the wall, so that it makes a surface where plaster can hang on to. Just going to turn you around now and show you. On a very smooth surface like this one, if I put a plaster of clay, sand, and straw onto this, it'll sit as this does for a while. But if I make it this 1 centimeter thick, then the weight of it, when it dries, the boards will suck up some of the water, and the air from out here will dry out the clay, and the simple weight of it will make it fall off. Pluff, 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 come down all of it. That's why you chip the boards like this, so it has anchors to cling on to. Now, I don't think my chips are big enough, deep enough, and I haven't done it before, and I don't think that that's the idea I want to go with. But I found something else that I have. I have wood glue. And this is just a normal white water-based wood glue that you would use for repairing a table, table leg that's cracked. You can glue it up with that. I've never heard of anyone done it before, but I thought I could just smear it on to these boards and put some of the straw that I have, that I used in the cob mix yesterday, and put it on. And I tried it, this little piece yesterday. I just put on with the spatula a very thin layer of glue, of wood glue, and then I took a handful of this flax straw and just patted it onto it. And then today, when it was dry, I just tried touching it, and a lot of it fell down here, fell off. But that was not because it doesn't sit in the glue. It's the excess of it. So if I just don't use an excess of it, what I pat onto the glue will stay. It sticks. I can do like this and it stays there. And I think that creates a very coarse surface on these boards for my plaster to come onto. Ha ha! Now, normally you would use reed mats. I'm just going to turn you around again. You would use reed mats, and I do have some reeds that I've picked down by the lake, but these are not really the right ones. You will get reed mats like this that are put together with piano wire or some steel threads, and you'll have them in big rolled up mats, and you can just buy these and then you'll nail them up against the wall. Now, first of all, I don't have any money to buy that kind of mats. The reeds that I have are not the right type, I think. The ones that you buy are a little thicker, and that means they are hollow and have air inside of them, so they're very good for insulators as well. So my reeds wouldn't be very good insulators because they are simply too small in diameter, so there won't be much air inside of them anyway. And they're not the same thickness either. I just think it would be a mess more than it would be a good solution. So I've come up with this now. Maybe you should use wallpaper glue, but I don't have any of that. So I have my wood glue, and I'm going to put that on and put the flax straw on, and then I'll let it dry for a day and then put the clay plaster on the next day. So please tell me, am I an idiot? Can this be done? Why didn't anybody do that before? Or did somebody do it? I've read a lot about cup building, and I've been on a couple of courses with clay plastering, and I've never heard about this. I've never seen anyone do it. I never read about it. Maybe I'm the first one to have the idea, or maybe some others had the idea and went away from it because it's stupid. I don't know. We'll see. Am I an idiot or am I a genius with this? Maybe it's just too expensive to put glue all over it. Maybe that's why they found out with the reeds instead, because they give insulation as well. This won't be an insulated wall at all. But I'm going to try it anyway, and you can comment on it if you think it's a good idea, if you know anyone who's done anything like it, if you know why it's a bad idea, if it is, or what you think will come out of it. I'm going to try it anyway, and then we'll see. The worst thing that can happen is that the clay falls off, and then what? Then we'll just start over. It's not a big deal. I'm going to get that done because I want the shelves to go up on that wall, and when the shelves are up, I can get some books moved, and then I can start insulating in the other room and getting things out from there. So one thing always comes before the next thing. You can't just jump into doing things. You need to have a lot of steps on the way. So this is the first step to get that wall clad and finished, and the shelves put up. So I'm not going to make a thick layer of clay. I'm just doing it to make it airtight so that the wind doesn't blow in through the cracks anymore. That's my primary goal with what I'm doing. So tell me if you think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. I think I'm kind of brilliant. Anyway, it has to be tested. So that's all from me for now, and I'll see you in a couple of days when I'm moved on to the next stage of my renovation decluttering project here. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Bye bye, everyone.